Welcome back to Trojans Live. Jordan Moore and John Jackson. And this segment of Trojans Live is brought to you by Allstate. The Trojans are in good hands with Porter Gustin, senior captain, outside linebacker, ready to go this week. Again, Porter already 2.5 tackles for loss this season. But, you know, it's your senior year, and it's all about wins and losses. And it didn't happen on Saturday. What we just heard from Coach, what was your assessment?
I mean, there was a lot of positives in the game, that's
Yeah.
for sure. But when it comes down to the defense, I mean, you know, we can only control what we can control. And one thing that we could have done better is get turnovers and help with the field position. Like you were saying, the punter, he did a great job for Stanford on really getting it out there. But there's definitely things to clean up, and there's some young guys on there that, as they continue to get more experience, that I think that we're going to even gel more as a team, and then I think it'll be all uphill from there.
All right, before I get to the football questions, I got to ask a personal question with you.
Here we go.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a good one too. In the summer, right? You get they report, hey, you know, Porter's hurt, and everybody's, oh man, the season's over. It ends up being a partial tear in the meniscus. You know, at the end of the day, they say, hey, he's out 4 to 6 weeks. We might see him by the Texas game at best. And then you're running around in 3 weeks, right?
Yep.
My only question is, were you really hurt, or did you just want attention?
Yeah, no, I was just trying to get out of camp, you know.
There you go. That's a veteran move.
That's a move right there. Yeah, they can't
It's a
do
veteran
holdouts.
move.
No, but in all seriousness, I mean, just to rehab from that, I mean, it's amazing because, you know, they're just that timetable is extremely quick.
What was your daily routine?
Yeah, and how worried were you about it?
Yeah, I was pretty worried about it. I mean, I knew I was going to be able to come back at a relatively fast, but I was hoping to make the first game, and they were telling me that it's potentially a possibility, depending on how I feel, and I didn't want to take anything too quickly and try to get out there and just make it worse or whatever. So I just did what they had me do. As far as what I could do was limited, but I did as much as they allowed me to, and just listened to the trainers and did everything. Stayed in the training room, lived there, iced, all throughout the day. Was the first one in the training room in the morning and just got my stuff done and did everything I could, and it paid off for me.
Yeah,
yep.
amazing.
And I was feeling good. It takes a little time to warm up, but once it does, it feels great.
I mean, you, in a lot of ways, are a leadership by example kind of guy. Were even your own teammates sort of blown away by the timetable that you were able to come back? I mean, I was there the day at practice, the day you went down. There were a lot of glum faces, I'll be honest with you. It ruined the rest of practice for sure. There was a fear of something worse. And then even when the news came out, it was like, yeah, it's good news, but it didn't feel like great news. And then sure enough, you just sort of lifted everybody by a week later, basically looking like, oh, yeah, he's going to be back. He's fine.
Yeah, a lot of guys on our team have gone through that surgery, so I was able to kind of ask them about it and get their opinion and see what their experience was with it. So I got a lot of feedback from that, and they were pretty positive about it. So that definitely helped my mindset, and our trainers are great. So I think they might have been a little bit surprised, but I wanted to play really badly, and I think they knew that. And so, I was able to go. I was able to practice that whole week, and so I don't think they were surprised by the time game time hit because I'd been practicing the whole week.
Yeah.
Expand a little bit more on this defense. I mean, you've been around the defenses in the past. Of course, this defense, seen from a fan and your broadcaster's perspective, it looks deeper. You guys look faster. It's more athletic. I mean, you guys like you and Cam are just have been amazing. Just continue to keep getting better. From your standpoint, how good can this defense be?
Yeah. Sky's the limit. I think we have, a great unit, and we got a lot of, young guys that haven't been out there a lot and have showed, major strides just at this, little part of the season. And I think they're going to continue to get better, and where they are right now already is great, and it's, very helpful. And I think, as the season goes on, we're only going to get better. The little mistakes that we did have, it was totally on us, and that's something that we can fix and watch the film and correct it, and it's just little things. So And as we continue to clean that up and fix the little things, and like I said, the sky's the limit.
Who are the vocal leaders on this team, Porter? Because you did lose a lot in terms of vocal leadership. Chris Hawkins was a guy that was really good at that. Uchenna, new season, new leadership, and obviously the defense has 3 captains, and a lot of the issues were on offense on Saturday. But just in the locker room right now, who's leading the way?
In the locker room, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of guys talking and figuring things out, and I think there's a lot of positive vibes in there, and hasn't really come down to the point where maybe one guy's got to stand up and try to get everybody going.
Yeah.
But as far as from the field standpoint, I mean, obviously Cam Smith's the mic backer and the one always relaying in the calls and making the calls and whatnot, and he's always been very vocal and very good at that. But on the field, we're always talking with each other. You see something on the field, you want to relay that and tell the other end. And I'm talking to Jordan and Rector, and we're figuring things out, together as a unit. And I'm telling the younger guys, what I saw and what's different from what we saw in practice as they go in. So, there's a lot of talk going on. But yeah.
You've been around these teams, and every year there's always a point of adversity. A loss that everybody thinks it's the end of the world, right? The world is ending.
Yeah.
And you've seen this. It's all about reaction of how the team reacts. And some teams are different, right? The makeup of the team sort of changes year by year. What is the reaction of this team in terms of their reaction to, an adverse situation, and what can the Trojan fans expect to see on Saturday?
Yeah, you never want to lose. Always hoping to go undefeated throughout the season,
Yeah.
and that's really our goal, and that's something that we have the ability to do. So it's disappointing when we do lose, but with this loss specifically, I think that a lot of guys. We're as a team we're more positive about it. I think. Like I said, it's never good to lose, but losing this early in the season, against a top 10 team, and a team that there's a good chance we see them again. So, we'll have another chance at them, hopefully, and adding all those up, losing this early in the season, we got it's a long season, it's a long ways to go, and we have a lot of things that we can prove and do along the way, and you see a lot of teams that lose one game and still make it all the way. So it's not. It's not the end of the world here.
Well, nothing will wash that bad taste away quite like a win over Texas this weekend in Austin. Again, 5 o'clock kick on Fox and right here on ESPN LA 710. Porter Gustin, looking forward to watching him